Day 1000. The final drop of Lord Azrak's aura drained into Itsuki's veins. His body had become a cage for something monstrous.
Just a little more. Then the power will be complete.
But the runes suddenly blazed hotter. A claw, translucent and sharp, pushed through his palm from within.
Number. Not now. I won't lose control.
With a final agonized gasp, he forced the creature back inside. But the runes remained, scars of his forbidden ritual. Then, a faint, dry rasp from the darkness. Lord Azrak, the drained husk, stirred on his chains.
Impossible. A drained boss shouldn't have consciousness left.
You took my aura, but my soul found a new home.
New home. Inside me. He planned this from the start? Then I am not a hunter. I am just a vessel. But I'll prove you wrong. Whatever you are now.
But his mind reeled back to the day he made the choice that forged this curse 1,000 days earlier. A guild raid had left Lord Azrak broken, bleeding out among the rubble.
A dying S-rank boss. I could end him now, but harvest his power for myself, that would change everything.
Ambition smothered his hunter's creed. A low rank, always in the shadows. This was his one chance.
You won't die here, monster. You'll fuel my rise.
He dragged the boss to a hidden cellar. There, bound by chains that suppressed all magic, the draining began. Day after day, he siphoned the life force. A forbidden ritual, bleeding a dungeon into a man.
1,000 days. Enough to absorb it all. Then I'll be unstoppable.
But the runes appeared without warning. Scars that proved the dungeon was taking root in his flesh.
This isn't just power. It's alive. What have I done?
Present day. In the eastern forest, a rank hunter May tracked an anomaly. Practect an anomaly, monsters spawning without a dungeon.
The mana signature leads here, but there's no dungeon entrance. This makes no sense.
Then she saw him. Itsuki, walking alone, his coat open. Faint violet glimmers on his neck.
Itsuki, the A rank who never joins guilds. What is he doing out here alone?
She crouched behind a tree, her instincts screaming. Then his shadow began to writhe. From the dark pool, a clawed, translucent creature clawed its way into the sunlight, born from his own body.
That thing just tore itself out of him. A dungeon inside a human? Impossible.
Itsuki forced the creature back into his shadow, his expression unreadable. Then he walked on, unaware. May retreated in silence. By nightfall, she stood before the guild registry, report in hand.
I saw it with my own eyes. A hunter is spawning monsters. His name is Itsuki.
Itsuki locked his door and leaned against it, breath shallow. The runes on his neck pulsed, refusing to fade.
They're spreading. Every hour, another inch. This isn't a power-up. It's an infestation.
He tore off his shirt, staring at the mirror. Violet lines spider-webbed across his chest and collarbone, no longer just symbols, but a map of something living.
This pattern, it's not random. It's like corridors, rooms, floors, number. I can feel it. Inside me, a dungeon. And something moving in it.
He focused inward. A spectral vision unfolded. Stone corridors, flickering torches, and at the center, a throne.
Floor 47. That's what the mark on my chest says. 47. Out of how many?
Then a whisper, like stone grinding on stone, echoed from the depths.
You thought you could drain me to nothing, but I've been waiting, building. You are my dungeon now.
I am not your dungeon. I'll tear you out, even if I have to rip myself apart.
A knock shattered his solitude. Before he could answer, the door splintered inward. May stood in the frame, daggers drawn.
Itsuki, I know what you've been doing. Your secret ends here.
You don't understand.
But the runes betrayed him, glowing like beacons through his torn shirt. May grabbed his wrist, forcing his arm up.
These marks, they're dungeon patterns. You've become a spawner.
Before he could explain, his shadow writhed. A clawed hand burst from his own silhouette, reaching for May.
I drained boss. His aura. I thought I could control it, but it's alive in me.
Drained a boss? You are insane. The guild will.
If you report this, they'll dissect me. I can fight it. Stop this before anyone gets hurt.
Fine. I'll keep your secret. For now. But if another monster appears, I end you myself.
3 days later, Itsuki risked the crowded market. Mei shadowed him, dagger hand hidden. The runes slept.
Just a few supplies. Then I'll lock myself away until I can control it.
But his shadow convulsed. A wolf-like beast tore through his side, blood spraying. Civilians screamed. The monster howled and lunged at Itsuki himself, as if severing its tether. Claws raked his back.
Get down. She tackled him, twin daggers flashing. One severed a claw mid-strike.
The creature rampaged through the market. Bodies trampled. The guild alarm pealed across the district. They fled through the sewers, Itsuki's wound sealing with cold violet light. Behind them, a bounty was declared. Rogue Summoner. Kill on sight.
I am a monster. Worse than any dungeon. I can't even protect myself.
Then, in the oppressive silence, the boss's voice slithered through his skull. Louder than ever.
Soon, vessel. I've waited 1,000 days. Nothing will stop my rebirth from your broken body.
In a ruined library, Itsuki found a forbidden text. Its illustration. A human body housing a dungeon.
This diagram. It's me. A body dungeon. He didn't just drain into me. His soul is here.
The text warned of soul transference. A boss could migrate its consciousness into a host during prolonged draining.
He planned this from the start. The chains only trapped his body. His soul slipped into mine drop by drop.
Itsuki shut his eyes. The internal counter had jumped to 53. 6 floors deeper since the market.
Floor 53. If it reaches 100, the dungeon will overwrite my mind. He'll be reborn in my flesh.
100 floors? How much time do we have until you are erased?
At this rate, days. I must enter my body and fight him inside before it's too late.
The runes on his chest pulsed faster, spreading toward his heart. Azrak was driving the dungeon's growth.
I have to go inside, face him in my own body, or let him destroy everything.
Itsuki faced Mei in their hidden refuge. I can project my soul into my own body. Fight the boss on his terms.
Enter your own body? That's suicide. You'll be trapped if you don't die in there.
I know the risk. But if I cut off the flow of aura, I can slow the floors. You'll guard my empty shell.
The ancient text described a ritual. Consciousness shed like skin. Itsuki would be vulnerable, heartbeat barely alive.
And if he wins, if that thing walks out wearing your face?
Then you end it. One blade through my heart. I won't let him use me.
They cleared the room, sealing it with repulsion runes. A stone slab became his bed. No family, no guild, only Mei.
I'll guard this room with my life, but if your eyes open red, I won't hesitate.
I know. I trust you, Mei. Now, let's begin.
The runes ignited. Itsuki's breath slowed to a ghost's whisper, and a violet glow enveloped his still form. His lips formed the final syllable. Above his body, a violet slit tore open. Not light, but a wound in space itself.
My soul pulling away, as if my skin is no longer mine.
A translucent shape peeled away from his still form, its features a ghost of Itsuki, drawn toward the rift.
He's doing it. The soul projection. I won't let anything disturb him.
The vortex inhaled. Itsuki's soul was dragged upward, twisting. His body went slack, heartbeats fading to a murmur.
Floor 1. I am coming, Azrak.
A rush of darkness. Then, solid ground. His knees struck stone with a shock that he felt in his phantom bones. Torches flared. Not with natural fire, but with violet light that pulsed like a heartbeat. The corridor stretched into suffocating depth.
These walls, they're my flesh. The pulse matches my own heart. And somewhere in this maze, a boss is waiting. All right, dungeon. I built you with my own ambition. Now, let's see if I can tear you down.
The first floors were a nightmare. shadow beasts rose from his own guilt. Envy-shaped, fear-shaped. He cut them down, each strike wounding his own pride.
These aren't just monsters. They're my regrets. The dungeon is feeding on my failures.
He found a brief respite, a silent chamber where the walls did not pulse. And then the voice came.
Weak, foolish hunter. You believed you drained me. I allowed it. Your body was the dungeon my spirit needed.
You planned this? The chains, the draining. It was all a trap.
Every drop of aura you stole contained a fraction of my will. I let you savor power while I built my kingdom inside your flesh.
I was never the predator. I was just the egg, the perfect vessel. And I invited him in.
The dungeon rumbled. Azrak's laughter echoed from every stone. The game had never been about draining. It was about gestation.
Then I'll use human logic. Dungeons can't predict irrational choices. I'll make you regret choosing me.
The boss's voice faltered, surprised. But Itsuki had already turned his back on the false throne, marching deeper into the labyrinth. Itsuki moved like a contradiction. He smashed through safety, ignored patterns, crawled where no dungeon expected. The floors grew easier as he defied logic.
Dungeons only understand hunger, fear, greed. But I am here to destroy, not to plunder. That confuses them.
The dungeon shuddered. Azrak's voice, now strained, echoed through the stones. The boss was losing control.
You think you are clever, boy. Let's see how you handle your own pathetic history.
Childhood memories flooded the floor, bullies, hunger, the sting of being abandoned. A younger, Itsuki cowered in the corner. The boy stood, then twisted into a dark doppelganger, a mirror of his own self-loathing. It pointed a shaking finger.
You are my weakness, my guilt. But I survived you long before I had power. I don't need you anymore.
The doppelganger screamed, then dissolved. Its form scattered like ash, and the orphanage walls crumbled.
I've carried this pain my whole life, Azrak. You didn't create it. You just gave me a reason to finally fight back.
The dungeon fell silent. But deep below, a red pulse quickened. Azrak was not finished. He was preparing. Itsuki descended into a hall of mirrors, reflections not of his face, but of his deepest desires. One image sharpened. The reflection stepped out. A doppelganger cloaked in ambition, eyes burning with the hunger that had driven his 1,000-day sin.
You are the part of me that never felt strong enough, but you'll never rule me.
They clashed, a storm of violet sparks. Each strike echoed a memory. The orphanage floor, the chains, the market blood.
My ambition was my only shield, but it was forged from shame. I see it now. I don't have to destroy you. I just have to accept that we're the same.
The doppelganger's blade shattered against Itsuki's chest, not on armor, but on acceptance. The dark figure dissolved, the mirrors cracked, and the floor counter glowed on the wall. 62. For a moment, the number did not rise.
I've earned a reprieve, but I know he won't let it last.
The dungeon shuddered once more. Azrak's patience was thinning. The real battle was drawing near. The stone corridor warped. Walls melted into a familiar grand hall, the very throne room where he had once defeated Lord Azrak.
He's forcing me to relive it. My greatest victory, turned against me.
A spectral Azrak materialized on the throne, his form younger, but his eyes burned with the same ancient malice.
You thought yourself a conqueror then, but you were only the architect of your own ruin.
I put you in chains once. I can do it again.
They clashed, but every strike echoed the past, and Azrak's phantom fed on Itsuki's own memory of victory.
Every wound you gave me, you carved into your own soul. You cannot kill a memory, boy.
Itsuki fell back, winded. The floor counter on the wall ticked to 68, then 69. Time was slipping.
You rely on my memories, but I was the one who scouted this dungeon.
A trap Azrak had forgotten roared to life. The ceiling collapsed on the phantom, burying it. The counter stopped at 70. Itsuki gasped, his spirit frayed. He couldn't win like this. He needed a new plan. Itsuki stumbled deeper, following the red pulse. In a vast cavern, he found it, a swirling vortex of violet and crimson, the dungeon's heart.
This is the core. If I fuse with it, I might hijack Azrak's control. But I could lose myself completely. No more running. It's either this or wait to be erased.
He plunged his spectral hand into the eye of the storm. The core latched on, flooding him with alien thoughts. Azrak's memories, his hunger, his centuries of malice.
I see it all. Every life he stole. I can't distinguish my thoughts from his.
His sense of self frayed. Then a memory cut through. May's voice, her promise to end him if he failed. He clung to that trust.
I am Itsuki. I will not be swallowed. I will use this power.
The vortex shrank, compressing into a glowing rune on his chest. The dungeon shuddered, then obeyed his will.
Now I can warp the floors, skip past his traps, but my soul is tethered here. If I die, the dungeon dies with me.
The core pulsed in his chest, a second heartbeat. He had gambled his humanity, and the dice were still spinning. Itsuki focused. The core in his chest bent the dungeon to his will. Walls folded, new paths emerged. He vaulted past floors 71 to 90. The stones screamed. Then the counter froze, 95, but the air thickened. A rift tore open. Azrak's towering shade spilled forth, malevolent and vast.
You are worthy now. Share this body. Together, we rule as gods.
Gods built on stolen lives. He thinks I'd accept that poisoned crown. I'd rather burn than kneel to you. Never.
The shade convulsed. The deal was ash. Only a war of annihilation remained.
Then I'll bleed your soul dry until even your name is forgotten.
Itsuki's chest rune flared. 99. The final door materialized, and beyond it, the throne room.
Open it? I've come too far to stop now. Let's finish this.
The door shattered. Reality twisted into an impossible labyrinth. Azrak's final gauntlet had no rules.
No pattern, no logic. He's throwing everything at me just to slow me down.
Traps randomized, but a human could see what a dungeon couldn't. A pressure plate hidden under a corpse.
Dungeons don't cover their traps with the dead. That's a mistake only a living mind would make.
He threw a rock into a death beam, triggering it early. The dungeon's perfect timing shattered.
Your trivial tricks won't save you. Every floor I make is a death sentence.
Then build all you want. I'll break them all.
On and on. His spectral body frayed, but his mind never broke. At last, the final corridor, floor 99.
One floor left. Just one. And my body is barely holding together. Azrak, I am coming.
Itsuki pressed his palm to the final door. The colossal stone groaned open, revealing the throne room wreathed in crimson light.
At last, the insect crawls into my parlor. You should have accepted my offer.
The room erupted with dungeon patterns, spinning blade arrays, gravity wells, and regeneration circles that knitted Azrak's wounds.
Regeneration circles. He's using the same mechanics I bypassed on floor 83. Wrong move, Azrak. You are still thinking like a dungeon.
He jumped not away, but into a pattern that fed on external damage. The blades meant for him sliced into Azrak instead.
Impossible. My own traps. You can't turn them against me.
This is where your logic fails. A human knows how to turn a trap into a weapon.
He struck. The core's light converged, twisting Azrak's own regeneration into an inversion, and an inversion, a death spiral that consumed the boss from within. Azrak screamed, his colossal form shattering into shards of crimson glass. The throne room fell silent. Itsuki stood over the ruins, but the true decision still waited. The red shards pulsed with Azrak's fading will. Itsuki reached down and clutched a fragment in his palm.
You wanted my body. Now come, be part of it. I'll carry your power, but I'll never let you rule.
He crushed the shard against his core. The rush of essence hit him like a drowning tide.
You fool, you'll be consumed.
Azrak's voice screamed inside his mind, clawing for dominance, drowning him in centuries of malice.
I've already faced my own darkness. Yours is just, louder, but I am still me.
An anchor. May's face. The taste of bread. The cold of a morning alley. Small, human things that a dungeon could never comprehend. The runes on Itsuki's body blazed gold, then settled into a calm, steady glow. The internal labyrinth fell silent, every floor under his command.
The hybrid, complete. A hunter with a dungeon's heart.
He opened his eyes, now flecked with both violet and crimson. He stood not in the dungeon, but in his own body, awake, reborn. The stone slab was cold against his spine. Before his feet touched the ground, cold steel pressed his throat.
Don't move. Your eyes are wrong. Prove you are still you, or I spill your blood.
May, it's still me. I won. The boss is gone, but I kept his power.
He raised a hand, palm upward. A tiny, translucent creature formed there, no bigger than a mouse, perfectly obedient.
I command the dungeon now, not the other way around.
The creature dissolved. May's dagger lowered an inch, but her eyes still searched for signs of possession.
How? Your runes are gold. Your eyes. What did you become?
A hybrid. The first. I absorbed his soul, but I anchored myself. I am still Itsuki.
She sheathed her dagger. A breath escaped her, one she hadn't realized she'd been holding.
You are still an idiot, but I am glad you are back.
They left the hideout at dawn. The city was still hushed, unaware that a new kind of being walked its streets.
So what now? Hybrid. You can't go back to the guild. Your face is known.
I'll learn to control this power, and I'll make sure no one else is fooled by a boss like Azrak.
Inside him, the dungeon rested, monsters docile, rooms silent. He felt them as an extension of his will.
No more uncontrolled monsters. No more secrets. I'll find a way to use this for good.
You've changed, but not in the way I feared. I'll be watching, to make sure you don't get yourself killed.
Then I'll see you around. If you ever need a dungeon's help, you know where to find me.
They parted at the crossroads. May headed toward the guild. Itsuki toward the unknown. No longer a hunter. No longer just a dungeon. Somewhere between, he walked forward. The first hybrid, with a world of possibilities within.
1,000 days I drained him, but I was the one who was emptied. Now, I am finally whole.
Itsuki walked alone into the dungeon where it all began. The hall was silent, its shattered pillars like gravestones. He stepped over rubble where he first battled Azrak. The stones no longer held fury, only silence. The throne sat empty, cracked and darkened. He remembered binding the wounded boss, ambition mirroring arrogance.
I came as a hunter, starving for power. I return as a guardian.
He touched the cold stone. A tremor of communion, not fear. The dungeon within answered. From his shadow, a small wisp of light emerged, gentle, curious. It brushed his hand, then dissolved.
The monsters are no longer weapons. They're part of me, peaceful, unless I command otherwise.
A faint smile, 1,000 days draining darkness, and he found true power in balance.
I'll protect humans from dungeons, and dungeons from humans. That's this hybrid's purpose.
He turned toward the light, the dungeon behind him at peace, the one within him calm. On a cliff's edge, Itsuki watched the sun crest the sea. The wind pulled at his coat, but he stood unmoved.
This body, my body, a dungeon, but also a sanctuary.
He closed his eyes. In the internal labyrinth, corridors once twisted, now held gentle light. Creatures at peace.
Accept who I am. Not a monster, not a god, just me.
A single rune on his neck glowed gold, brief, like a heartbeat, then faded into skin.
This is my body, my dungeon, my path.
The sun broke free, flooding the world with gold. He breathed in the salt and the light.
I am home in my own skin.
He opened his eyes and with a calm smile, turned away from the edge. No more running, and on the edge of the world, the first hybrid walked forward. A single rune blinked once, then was gone.